On the record in the matter of Citibank versus Roberto Flores, 24-04618, counsel appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Brian Bruin, GROEN, P number 56673, on behalf of plaintiff Citibank.
And I see Roberto Flores. Can you state your name for the record, please, sir?
Roberto Flores.
Okay, present via Zoom. Today is the date and time that was scheduled for pre-trial. My understanding is that the parties have come to a resolution on this matter.
That's correct, Your Honor. I've had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Flores this morning. He wants to take responsibility for this account. At present, his finances aren't where they need to be in order to make a formal payment plan. I did instruct him regarding how to file a motion for installment payments if that's something he wants to do in the future. I'm just asking that the court allow us to adjourn the pretrial out approximately 30 days so I can get the proposed consent judgment to Mr. Flores for him to sign and return, and that should take care of this matter.
Okay. What is the amount or the terms?
The amount is the amount cited in our complaint of the charge-off balance. It's $4,727.00. And then we've incurred court costs of $124.41. So the total would be $4,851.41. And I also explained to Mr. Flores that Citibank does not charge any type of post-judgment interest or fees. So that amount of the judgment will not increase in the future.
Okay, and that's what you're agreeing to, Mr. Flores?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, so we'll adjourn this so that the parties have time to execute their agreement and file it with the court.
Will the new date just be sent out, or are you going to give that to us this morning?
I was giving it to you right now, but when you started speaking, I couldn't hear my court officer.
I'm sorry.
October 21st at 2.
October 21st at 2.
Okay.
October 21st at 2 p.m.?
That's correct.
Good enough, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
No
Thank
problem.
you, Your
If it's final, you don't need to appear.
Understood. Thanks.
Thank you.
Any additional matters today?
That's the only one before Your Honor this morning. Thank you.
You're all set. Thank you, Mr. Flores. You're free to go.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. On the record in the matter of Anthony Pryor versus Simon Zaney, The case number actually is 23-02133. Counsel, can I have your appearance?
Good morning, Your Honor. Edward Zane on behalf of defendant Simon Zaney.
Let's state your name for the record.
Anthony Pryor.
Okay, today's the date and time that's set for a motion for attorney's fees, which the court has. However, there was not a judge's copy filed. So it's just stuck in the file. And then I do have a copy of your written response. Did you give a copy or service or copy on Mr. Zaney? Mr. Zaney, did you get a copy of his response?
Your Honor, we got a copy of this response. It was improperly served on my secretary, but she gracefully had forwarded it to my attention. And Mr. Pryor, I'm not sure why he would send it to her, but that's how it went. I did receive it, did review the scribbles, and I'm prepared to proceed.
Okay, you can make your motion on the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today, as the court indicated, is our motion for attorney's fees pursuant to an offer of judgment in particular. As the court's aware, the procedural history, I'm sure we've outlined it in our motion pretty exactly, but inevitably we get to trial, we get an order of no cause against Mr. Pryor. Leading up to trial, well in advance of 28 days of trial, on June 3rd in particular, my office provided by personal service offer of judgment to Mr. Pryor. Mr. Pryor rejected that offer of judgment verbally, but I think by failing to respond in writing. During the course of that, we go to trial. As indicated, we get a no cause. So therefore, the average offer is exceeded. Hasn't been exceeded. We ended up in a better position and ultimately present this motion pursuant to MCR 2.405. I've outlined the timeline because this court rule has various, I think, specific aspects of it. We filed this motion within the appropriate period after the judgment was entered and it presented it to the court. The standard for issuing the attorney's fees is outlined in the court rule, but I think it also develops under the theory of reasonableness and actual. The first step is for the court to determine actual cost under Paren 3. We've provided a court with a statement of costs under Exhibit D. We provided the court with an affidavit from me under Exhibit F. These two affidavits, I think, the affidavit and the Exhibit D articulate what actual expenditures by virtue of time and costs we've incurred. And I did only provide the court from the date of the offer of judgment, June 3rd, to the date of trial. And I think it may include drafting the motion. Now, these fees, I believe, are actual, but there's also the reasonableness criterion. There was work that had to be performed in preparation of trial. I have an hourly rate of $400 per hour. I believe based on the bar study from last year, the 2023 economic study and survey, which is our Exhibit E, I fall at $400 an hour, well within the parameters of reasonableness, given my experience in handling cases such as this and more complex cases, as my number of years in my location, all of which has been really developed in the motion. If the court needs any additional inquiry of me or has any questions that I can answer, I'd be more than happy to. But ultimately, it comes down to this request, Judge: 33.95 hours from June 3rd to the date of the motion. Costs, which at $400 become $13,580. Costs in the amount of $2,832.44, reflective of the deposition and the trial prep costs. They're articulated in our affidavit. The total request here today is $16,412.44. I believe, again, it's reasonable and actual, and it's appropriate for the court to enter given the court rule and case law provided.
Okay. You can respond with your response.
Okay. I'm Anthony Pryor, pro se plaintiff that filed a case against the defendant here in regards to a matter with my roof, which I believe is well understood here. I wrote this answer. Is that what you want me to read, the exact answer that I wrote, or do you want me to just tell you?
You can do it however you prefer.
Okay.
This is your time to make a record.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm requesting that the attorney's fees or the motion for the attorney's fees from the defendant's attorney be dismissed with prejudice for multiple reasons. Please notice that the settlement agreement on 6/3 that he's trying to speak of, saying that he requested that I settle for $650 was actually stated in quotations to me in that agreement, which would mean I owed him $650 when I'm taking him to court. And so I wasn't in agreement with that, and he knew that. It was just, it was like, he didn't think I was smart enough to know that the quotations meant that I would owe him. And I really did when I read it. And so I ignored it because I was there for the deposition. I wasn't in agreement to that because of my claim has merit and because it wasn't frivolous. I request that they be denied in the matter as there wasn't any contract that allowed for attorney's fees. We signed no contract that said he would get attorney's fees if we had a disagreement in this matter for when he was working on my roof.
Why would he need to put that in a contract?
Well, I'm just saying within most
It's a-
contracts, if you sign
He
it.
cited, you got his motion, he cited the court rules, correct?
Yeah.
And the court rule says or outlines when and how you can make a motion for attorney's fees. It doesn't say anything about it needs to be part of a contract, does it?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying in most cases, if
You're
I
not
had a
answering
contract
you're not
with
answering
him.
my questions.
Right,
Does it say that?
it doesn't say that. I don't
Okay.
believe it does say that,
Okay.
but what I understand is that in most cases with a contractor and a consumer, there would need to be a clause in there for attorney's fees. That's what I thought. But
You think that
um,
most contracts need a clause to say that you can get attorney's fees if you sue?
if there was a disagreement, I mean, most contracts would have. Clauses
Some
in there.
contracts will talk about how you can resolve a matter.
Right, right.
Maybe trial versus arbitration or
Right.
mediation. Some may, some do not. It's not a requirement. You absolutely don't have to put a requirement as to or a clause as to attorney's fees because the Michigan court rules provide for it.
So I'm not sure, but I'm not an attorney. I'm not a judge, obviously. You know that. I know that. I'm just a regular person that wasn't happy with the job that was done to my roof. But I mean, you could also see that. I mean, I believe he's overreaching his professional abilities in rights. I mean, he's like literally like the deposition itself was an abuse towards me about my past. It had nothing to do with the roof. I spent 3 hours at this man's office being interrogated about my past, not about anything to do with a job at my house or my presence or my residence with this roof. Had zero to do with any of it whatsoever.
Okay, you had a right to bring an attorney with you to any deposition.
I got hit by a
Don't
car.
talk over me. You had the right to bring any attorney with you to the deposition. You had a right to make objections to questions that you thought were abusive or violated your rights in any way. You proceeded with the deposition. The court was not even made aware that there was a deposition until after it happened. So talk over me one more time and we don't have to have a hearing. So to come now and say that the reason why you don't believe he's entitled to attorney's fees when he is in fact an attorney, he's a sole practitioner, he does have an hourly rate. You didn't need to bring me a little bit more substance than the fact that you didn't like the settlement offer and you also didn't like the questions at the deposition, because he also highlights that in his motion that there was an offer to settle and you also have the right to counter offer and settle. And did you counter offer to try to resolve this short of a trial? I can't hear you on
No.
the. Okay. You can continue with your argument as to why you don't believe that he's entitled to attorney's fees for his work.
I request that it be dismissed because there was, with prejudice, because there was no pre-approval from the court for this excessive amount of inflated hours and fees for his defense from the deposition time until trial time. I don't believe that 80% of his preparation was needed for any of the case. If he's got so much experience and time here in the court, he shouldn't need to prepare so well.
So that's a good argument. Did you want to respond to that?
It was necessary because we believe this case was frivolous and that Mr. Pryor was presenting information in a fraudulent way. And then we had to anticipate the unknowns in this case, Your Honor. That deposition was 3 hours because of the difficult nature of answering questions and the information garnered in conjunction with the preparation. I have an obligation to my client that requires full preparation. Every bit of that, and there's probably time that wasn't recorded as it relates to trial preparation is distinctly different than anything else. As the court's well aware, trial preparation, you have to make sure you have your law. We put a memorandum together for the court as it relates to the issues relevant to this case to streamline this. In addition, we showed up well prepared with necessary witnesses, including an expert that we had ready to go, where Mr. Pryor failed to produce his witness. And he was warned about this. This was part of trial. He was warned about this by the court. He was warned about this during his deposition, and he still showed up unprepared. I had to prepare because I have an ethical duty to prepare, a professional duty to prepare. And every aspect that I presented was a required obligation of preparation. And I think, frankly, quite the opposite. There was probably more work done than's recorded.
Well, I am going to first say I issued I signed a pretrial statement. I didn't authorize expert witnesses. It said you said that none was necessary. So that's what we put in the pretrial statement. So why is it now an expert witness conference and that he was necessary for this? If you told me at the pretrial that there was not a need for one.
Actually, Your Honor, I think at the pretrial, what happened, I wasn't present at the pretrial. There was a confusion on a motion and the court went forward with the pretrial with Mr. Pryor, and I advised via email that I wasn't attending. So I respect that. I noted that. I take reference to that. But I would tell you during the course of his deposition and consistently the issues herein was the need for that expert that he had. So if he had presented an expert, I would have had to rebut that expert. In addition, I would need to be prepared by virtue of the expert, because the court knows I'm not a roofer, to consult with that individual to make sure I'm answering the right questions. And again, if I look at that, I don't think there was an exorbitant amount of time associated with the obligation, I think, to consult. And additionally, I think the requirements of case law require attorneys to consult experts in fields in which expertise is required. And therefore, I had the ethical and professional duty to consult, regardless of the scheduling order, that expert.
You were present because I distinctly remember you all being placed in a room and there was some back and forth and I had to do it on the record.
That was the first.
You all couldn't agree.
I don't disagree with the court on that one, Your Honor. You're right, because he was in person via Zoom. And then the court adjourned it for 30 days to get his pleadings in order because that was the issue then. And then there was a motion I had presented for, I think, a matter of default, which I just thought that was up that day, not recognizing the pretrial. Again, he's not billed for any of this time because that predated the June 3rd date. Anything we presented to the courts June 3rd and forward. And so the substance, the court's accurate in that pretrial. The court's accurate. There was a second pretrial that the court issued a pretrial order and said no experts. I don't dispute any of that. But I wasn't at that one because that was the day in which I presumed it was the motion which I withdrew, and the court subsequently issued that order. Fine, I respected it and I abided by it. And what the court will note as part of my preparation material is adherence to that court order. We had to exchange exhibits in advance of trial. I exchanged witness lists. All those documents are part of the preparation to make sure I'm putting valid witnesses on that are prepared and necessary. And we exchanged that material, again, in accordance with that very same order. What did we get in response to that? What did we get in preparation for trial from the plaintiff? Nothing, which, again, requires, I think, additional preparation for the unknown on my behalf. Respectfully.
Do you have a copy of your deposition transcript?
I do. We also can order a video, Your Honor, given the nature of the kind of behavior of the plaintiff. We had a video deposition, and that I can tell you, I can pull it up. I don't have it here in front of me. I'm pulling it up on Dropbox. If the court would just give me a moment. And it was identified as one of our trial exhibits, Your Honor. I have a full copy of that, Your Honor. That deposition transcript is 196 pages.
Oh, that's, yeah. You say you do have a copy of the transcript?
I do, Your Honor. I'm here right now. I have it available to search if necessary. It's on my phone.
Okay, I just, because his argument is that he found the questions to not align with the issues before the court and that they were a waste of his time. And so I'd like to have a review of that to see if his concerns are valid.
Sure. Could share. I don't think that would be the issue, but Your Honor, can I share a digital copy with the court PDF and I can share with Ms. Nash?
That would be wonderful if you could do that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes,
Earlier, he had said he didn't know why I sent this to his secretary. That's because that's where I got some of their responses from, so I replied to it.
I get it, but you also didn't file your response to today, so you gotta file, I don't, so I mean, I saw this when I walked on the bench.
I'm sorry, and I can explain that too.
I don't need you to explain it, but to his argument, there's been a lot of delay because you've not followed the court rules. You brought the lawsuit, you're required, and I told you from the very beginning, if you bring a lawsuit, I recognize that you are representing yourself pro se. You still have to follow the court rules. The court gave a lot of leniency as it relates to that. That doesn't take away from the time that it is expended for attorneys scheduling out and coming back and forth. Then Mr. Zaney appeared. I'm looking at the bill. I don't know if you looked at it. I don't even see before you a copy of what he filed. But for example, I know there were motions and I signed an order for the pretrial statement, the pretrial order in April, and there were motions in March and prior to that signing of the pretrial statement. And he's not billed for any of that. I also know that Mr. Zaney's fee is consistent with the state bar standards, and that he does, the bill he's posting here is what he would charge the general public. I just don't know that that's what he would charge to his brother. That's a whole separate issue, but that is his going rate. Do I believe that I think you make a valid argument, Mr. Pryor, about the amount of time it should have taken him to prepare for this matter. He's trying to bill here for 34 hours of preparation.
If I may, Your Honor.
You may.
I don't think capsulizing is just preparation. It's diligence in the case because it starts from June 3rd and it transitions into true trial prep. And this isn't an issue of just true trial prep. It's from the dates in which we made that offer. So it encompasses, I think, a lot more. Yes, the focus was on preparation. And then just lastly, if I could just clarify a point that Mr. Pryor made that I never got to. He indicated there was a matter of the way the offer was presented. This offer was presented consistent with court rule in writing, and it's attached as Exhibit B. There was no ambiguity here. It was offer of entry of judgment in favor of the plaintiff in a specific amount, in his favor. So to try and present to the court something contrary, I think is disingenuous at best, which has been consistently the challenge with Mr. Pryor's representation. So I did.
Was that offer made in writing to you?
It was.
What made you think that there was some trickery going on?
The amount was in quotations, and I know
What
that
does that
when you
mean?
put a dollar amount in quotations, like if I look into my bank statement, if it's in quotations, it's in a negative.
That's
It means it's
not,
below.
sir, that's
means
not
I
what
would
that
owe
means.
him.
You're wrong. That's
Okay,
not what
I
that
might be
means.
wrong, but that's what I thought,
Did
and
he-
when I asked him.
Do you have a copy?
I
of what he
do,
wrote?
in the file, yes. I didn't bring the whole file with me.
Okay.
I didn't.
Because why? We went through this before. Why would you not bring your file to court?
I just. There's a lot of stuff.
When you're writing, especially legal writing, and I don't know what he wrote, but I could imagine that he probably, if it was 600, typed out 600 in words, and then he has to put the 600 in quotations, because that's how you write. It's not trickery, sir.
Right. I misunderstood his offer.
You misunderstand a lot of things, and it's reasonable because you're trying to navigate a process that you're not familiar with. But I advise you early on, you might want to get some assistance of counsel if you want to move forward with this. You might want to counsel with an attorney so that you know that you're following the rules properly, because navigating the civil litigation is not easy. And so I'm going to review this bill. Oh, you sent me. I'm
Can I
also
make a
going to,
statement to my defense on that matter?
you may.
I didn't hire an attorney because I got hit by a car in February and I haven't worked until just like 3 weeks ago, starting back working. So yeah, I couldn't afford to hire an attorney for this matter. And then if you notice, in my other case, I have.
I don't want to hear anything about your other case.
Right, I have representation for.
I don't want to, yeah,
I'm just saying, I
your
know.
other case has
I would
nothing to do with this
I
file.
would love to have had an attorney here. I would love to have had an attorney in this case, because I believe the matter would have been completely opposite if I did. But I couldn't afford it at the time.
Your Honor, if I could just reply to the other portion of his statement.
You may.
I'd ask the court when reviewing the transcript to pay particular attention to page 100. On page 100, Mr. Pryor referenced and recognizes as part of our discussion that he was offered a settlement agreement. It was clarified for the amount approximately, and he just ignored that. And he was explaining the consequences of the offer at that time. This was something that I want the court to be aware of. And I'll rest my case in that point. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further argument you want to provide for the court, sir?
I just want to apologize. I didn't bring the file because I was busy taking my daughter to school and I didn't have time to go home and do it.
Okay. But you knew you had this court date before today.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I did, but I didn't have it in my truck because every time I turn a corner, I got so much stuff, it falls over everywhere. So I took it out of my truck and I didn't have it in my truck.
Okay. I'm going to set this for a date. I need time to review the transcript, and I'm going to comb through this itemization that Mr. Zaney's provided. You've not, sir, given me or gone through, I don't know if you've gone through that, or other than the deposition, you've not pointed to anything that I believe you had particular concerns about. So I need to just go through to see the reasonableness. I believe that he is due attorney's fees because attorneys don't work for free. That's a misconception. And it's a cross that every single attorney in the United States of America bears. As soon as they become licensed, their families and friends want free legal advice and free services, and they don't work for free. Just like I can't come to your job and ask you for free stuff. His job is legal work and his legal expertise. And if he's taking his time and he's using his resource and he's using his education, he should be paid for it. I will make a determination as to what I believe is reasonable and equitable in this particular matter after reviewing the transcript, as well as going through the 33.95 hours submitted by Mr. Zaney. I'll give you a date, the next available date for my review.
He's gonna be here on October 3rd.
He's already gonna be here October 3rd. Does that date work for you, Mr. Zaney?
Yes, Your Honor.
At 1:30.
October 3rd at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll get you a notice to appear for this as well, okay? You're all set for today on this.
Thank you.
Good day.
Thank you. Wonderful. Let's see, on the record. In the matter of Bebeto Nyangobella versus Vina Moore. This is file number 24-03700. State your name, ma'am.
Benaya Moore.
Your name? Okay. You're the interpreter?
Yes.
What's your name?
Filsaname,
Can you spell that, please?
Filsan. Last name, Ahmed.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to interpret in the matter before the court completely and accurately and not divulge confidential communication? So help you God.
Yes.
Okay, let's pull this file up. This is a small claims matter. An appeal. I require that you state your interpretation loud enough so the court reporter can hear it. Because there's an interpreter, we have pause between short sentences so that they can respond. Okay, this is a small claims for a car accident. I can't hear you.
Yes.
Okay, tell me what happened or why you're bringing her to court.
Umwambie kwa nini unamleta?
Kwa sababu na ripoti ya polisi inaonyesha kama yeye ndio alikuwa kwenye makosa, alishindwa kujibu kwa
He say he got a report police. She is the one who was she's supposed to yield and she didn't yield and then she hit him.
Okay, so there was a car accident. You're saying she failed to yield, she hit your car
Yes.
and the police cite her?
My police and
hiyo, na polisi walimtia kitu ambacho kinaonekana kwamba kama tiketi machoni mwangu.
he said he just said they give it to her ticket.
Okay, what happened to your car?
Kufanyika kwa gari yake.
Na picha yangu mbele ya gari ile bampa ya gari inaharibika na pia gari ile airbag imetoka kwa sababu ya hivyo gari kuwa damage na haitembei.
He has the pictures for his car. When she hit him, the airbags come out and the steering doesn't work. It's just, the whole car doesn't work.
Did you get it fixed?
Hapana, nilienda kwenye collusion shop fulani kupata estimation ya matengenezo ya gari yangu.
No, I just take the car to the garage and get the estimate to see how much they're gonna fix it.
You have insurance.
For insurance. Yes.
Why didn't you get your car fixed?
Kwa nini haujatengeneza gari kama insurance?
Kwa sababu insurance ambayo nilikuwa nayo kwa hiyo gari ambayo ilikuwa ya kwanza hiyo ilikuwa na cover tu, ilikuwa na cover half coverage, ilikuwa haina collusion coverage.
It's just a liability. They didn't gonna fix for me the car.
Okay, anything else you want to add?
You know, that one, yes, sir.
You have proof of the damage and estimates and all that? Is that what you're saying? Do you have any evidence?
Kuna mapicha ya kuonesha gari yako ile vitu na yes.
What proof do you have?
Uko na manani gani ya kuonesha gari yako gari? Kuna mapicha na uko na mabara.
Niko na barua kadhaa. Barua ya kwanza ya ID.
He say he has paper and
Was that an estimate? Is that what that is?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
I
he can hold on to it for now. I just want to know what proof you thought he had. Okay,
na mapicha ambayo nimekamata.
and he has the pictures.
pictures of the car damage?
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, did you want to respond?
So from the very beginning, to clarify, I did not hit him. My car was hit, but I was in the turning lane, turning into the Walgreens.
Where was this?
It was on Saginaw and I don't know, recall the streets. Saginaw and okay.
Give him time to interpret.
Anasema yeye hajakugonga ila yeye ndo amegonga. Ilikuwa kwa barabara ya Saginaw na nani hapo kwa Walgreens.
Ninaweza nijibu.
He said, can he answer her back?
No, not right now. If he wants to answer later, he can do it when I come back to him.
Okay.
So initially I was coming from dropping my fiance off at Subway, which is right across the street from the Walgreens, because I was getting ready to do a DoorDash order and I received an order from the Walgreens. I go over into the turning lane. To my knowledge, me driving, the light was red. I didn't see any cars moving. I turned from out of the turning lane and boom, got hit.
Anasema right ilikuwa nyekundu na yeye alikuwa anaturn kwenye right. Sasa hakuwa anaona gari yoyote yenye inakuja na akasikia tu gari na mgongo.
She said all of that and that was all that was translated?
Yeah, it's like I said, she was just turning. She didn't, the light was red and she was just trying to turn on the right side. Do I have to tell him his fiance and all that?
You're supposed to interpret everything she says.
Okay, anasema alikuwa anachukua order, alikuwa anafanya kwenye DoorDash, alikuwa anachukua order kutoka kwenye Walgreens. Alafu alikuwa ameshashukisha boyfriend yake kwa nani kwenye Subway. Sasa alikuwa anaona light ni red, alikuwa anataka kwenye right, alikuwa na light ni red, alikuwa anaona gari yote yenye inatembea hapo. So yeye alikuwa anajaribu kuturn na akasikia tu gari na mgongo. Can he?
He can't respond until she's done. You have anything else to add, ma'am?
The very last of it, I mean, I can only say that I felt like he was speeding from how far or how hard he hit the car, but I mean, I can't really say because nobody.
Whose car?
He
Did he
hit
hit you
my
or
car.
he hit you?
He hit my car.
Did you
Yes,
get a citation?
I did.
Okay. What was the citation for?
Failing to yield.
Okay. So you gotta say, I'll let you, I'm sorry.
Yeye anasema hana mengi ya kusema, lakini yeye ako na barua amepatiwa na wewe ndio ulikosa kuyield ukamgonga.
So you're at fault because you are the one who got the citation, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You wanted to respond to something she said?
Unataka kumrudishia ile kitu amesema?
Ndio, kwa sababu alianza kusema kwamba barabara hiyo matukio ilitokea ni Sagno na MLK. Hiyo ni uongo. Barabara ambayo hiyo tukio tokea ilikuwa Sagno na Waverly, na kusema kwamba ni tukio lilitukia kwenye intersection ya Sagno na Waverly.
You should have him give short sentences so you can tell us everything.
He's trying to say the street names, so he just say 4 street names. I don't know which one you want to decide. So it was umesema ilikuwa wapi na wapi?
Ilikuwa Sagno na Waverly.
It was Sagno and Waverly.
Saginaw and Waverly,
Yes.
that's the accident?
That's the accident place. The one she said was not right to say, was not true.
Okay, what else you want to respond to?
Okay, gani ingine unataka kuongea?
Yeah, ambavyo alieleza kwamba ni kama anaeleza kama tukio ilitokea tukiwa kwenye makutano ya barabara ya Waverly na Sagino.
Ndio mlikutania katikati.
Hapana, kwa sababu nina mchoro ambao nilichora jinsi accident ilivyotokea kwenye daftari langu hapa. Naweza kukueleza alafu nimueleze.
He say he read down how the accident happened. He just draw some pictures how the accident happened. So if you want, he can show to you so you
Where are
can
the pictures?
understand like how it happened.
He has a drawing there?
Yes.
Where is it?
Before.
He's got to describe the drawing, he's got to show her, and he's got to describe the drawing.
Okay. So utuambie inamaanisha nini?
Ili mabarabara kutaka kueleza this accident, hiyo tukio accident ilitokea.
So this is the road. He wanna show us how the accident happened.
Mchoro tu ambao
Correct, but
I just
he's gotta explain what it is, because that means nothing to me if I look at that.
Okay, anasema utuambie inamaanisha nini kwa sababu yeye haoni inamaanisha kitu gani mimi.
Hii hapa ni Sagno. Hii
This is Saginaw and this is Saginaw. Okay.
Na hii hapa hivi ni Waverly.
And this is Waverly. Okay.
Kwa hiyo mimi nilikuwa natoka huku Lansing Mall.
So he was coming here from Lansing Mall. Okay.
Nafikiri hiyo ni itakuwa West Saginaw.
West Saginaw. And this side, he think it's a West Saginaw. Okay.
Okay.
Na nilikuwa nakuja huku ili nichukue mkono wa kuume.
Yeah, right.
Mkono wa kuume hapa kuweva ili niende nyumbani.
Okay, he was coming from the mall to take this turn so he can go home.
Na nilikuwa nisha yield
And already he was here. Okay.
nilikuwa nishakuwa kwa hii barabara
Mhm.
yenye itanipatia nafasi ya kufika hapa hivi kabla ya kwa hii na matukio haya ya Waverly na Sagno, ili niangalie pande zote kabla ya sijakata, na kwa bado sijakuwa kwa.
Before he come to the turn, he was already here, and then he looked the both sides so he can turn.
Okay, so you were coming down Waverly, you were coming down Saginaw heading towards Waverly?
Yes.
And you were trying to turn on Waverly?
Yes, on the right side.
Okay. Was there a light or did you have to stop before you could turn?
Ilikuwa na light ama ilikuwa una stop ama ilikuwa una hit?
Yeye nimemsikia anasema kwamba light yangu ilikuwa nyekundu, lakini ikiwa kama light yangu ilikuwa nyekundu kwenye ni distance ambayo nilikuwa ako kwenye accident imetokea, na kwenye intersection matukio ilikuwa mbali, ilikuwa ni kitaliki mbali sana.
Okay. What you say, she say the light was red for him. And then he said it was far distant from here to your place to the turning place where the accident happened.
Was your light red or not?
Light yako ilikuwa red, yes ama hapana?
Light yangu niliona mimi ilikuwa green, lakini yeye hapo anasema ilikuwa nyekundu.
It was green.
Your light was green?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying her light was red?
So unasema light yake ilikuwa
Or was she coming out of the, you coming out of
ama
the
alikuwa
Walgreens?
anatokea
I was
wapi?
going into the Walgreens. I was coming from Subway.
Yeah, alikuwa natokea upande wa alikuwa natokea kama sijui kama east side. Kwa hiyo Kenya alipata kufanya hii mstari hii hapa ya katikati kama ile yellow, alipata kuingia kwanza humu ili aka barabara kuko wall green hapa hivi ndio ambayo yeye alikuwa anataka. Kwa hiyo alipata kuingia kwanza humu ili anisubiri mimi nipite, lakini hakufanya. Alikuja na mimi nilikuwa nishakuwa humu.
I think he said she was on this road, which is supposed to come on the center and wait for this traffic.
You're talking to me, ma'am, not my court officer.
Oh, sorry. He was like, because I was thinking she was seeing the picture. She was here on the end of the line, so she can come to the center. She wanna come to the center. So which she didn't do it. She just rushed and come to this line so she can get into the wall.
Okay.
So here on this place, that's the place the accident happened.
Okay, sounds good. Anything else he wanted to address or
Kuna kitu
correct?
kingine unataka kusema?
I don't need to see it. I know exactly where the Walgreens is. I know what Saginaw looks like. At Waverly, I know that intersection. You're raising your hand. You have something you want to add?
I do. I also have a witness, which.
Okay, you have a witness. Okay, I'll let you call your witness in just a moment. He wanted to correct something. So I'm going a little out of order. Well, anything else you wanted to correct, sir?
Na tulipoita polisi, huyu sijui kama ni mchumba wake alikuja na kaanza kunitukana. Mimi niko mwamiaji hapa, nikahofu usalama wangu na venye hii nikabaki mgari mpaka pale kwenye na kwa sababu gari yangu haikuwa natembea, kulikuwa mwingine mwanadada mwenye alikuwa nyuma yangu, nikabaki gari kwa sababu nilikuwa nishatishiwa. Sijui kama ni watu kama ni nani, alikuja kwenye gari yangu, nikashusha kioo nimsikilize. Nilivyofanya hivyo akaanza kunitukana. Alivyoona venye polisi anakuja akaenda.
He say, when the accident happened, she was with somebody. I don't know if it's a boyfriend or fiance. He doesn't know who it was, but he came
No,
out from.
Hakukuwa na mtu, yeye alihita.
Alita.
Siku kama ni mume wake, kama alimuita kisha akakuja.
Yeah, hakukuwa na mtu.
Hakukuwa na mtu.
Okay. He said she didn't. There was no one in the car with her. She called somebody.
After the accident, she called someone?
Yes, she called somebody, but was not anybody in the car with her. She called somebody, and then that man came into him, started cussing him, calling him names, and then he was like, I scared to come outside. I wait until the police come there. That is the time I came out because I was scared. I'm not from this country, so I was scared to come outside to get maybe beaten up or something happened to me. But that man, he was like coming to me and cussing me, calling me names, like I was scared.
Na kama anasema huyo ndio shahidi wake kwa nini sasa akubaki polisi ilivyofika? Kwa sababu alifanya huyo mwanaume alifanya kuona polisi alivyofika akaondoka moja kwa moja. Nikamwambia polisi pia, polisi alivyofika nikamwambia hivyo, akasema ndio maana tulivyofika hapa akaondoka kwa sababu alijua utatuambia.
And he said, if she says she has a witness, why the person left when the police come and he was not even there the first time when the accident happened?
You're asking me that question?
That's what he asking her.
She's not on the stand right now, so she doesn't have to answer that question. Okay. Anything else you want to correct before I go back to her?
No.
Okay. You said you wanted to call a witness?
I did.
Oh, who are you calling as a witness?
My fiance,
What's his name?
Weston McDaniel.
Are you Weston McDaniel? You can come forward. Come right there and then you'll stop at the step and raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
Yes, sir.
You can have a seat there.
Right here.
Yes. You can state your first and last name and spell them.
Weston Dallas McDaniel, WESTON MQDANIELS. Dallas.
Okay. Wanted him to testify as to what?
That what he was saying was false, that I actually did you and.
Oh, okay, so you're telling him what you wanted to say. Sir, were you present in the car at the date and time of this?
No, Your Honor.
Where were you?
I was across the street at Subway.
Okay, so you were across the street at Subway. Did you see the accident?
Yeah, I seen the accident. I actually went after the accident happened. I was irate because it was my car.
But I didn't ask you that question. So this is how it works. I asked a question and you answered.
Okay.
You were in Subway, which is across the street, so you could see the entire accident.
Yes,
Okay, why were you at Subway?
I was getting a food.
You were, did she drop you off at Subway?
Yes,
Okay, so you were inside,
yes.
placing an order, or you already had your food?
I already placed the order. I was waiting.
Okay, so you were waiting for her to come back and get you?
Yeah, I was sitting right there at the at the window. There's a big window. And I
Okay,
was sitting at
so
the
you were
window.
looking out, you weren't
Yeah.
being distracted. So what did you see?
When I was looking out, so she's coming this way. She pulled out a Subway here.
Coming this way on what street?
Saginaw.
She's on Saginaw, going in which direction?
She's going westbound.
Okay,
All right, so she's westbound on Saginaw. She came out of the subway into the left turn lane. Now, the cars on the right side, which would be going eastbound, were backed all the way up, stopped, halted in traffic.
okay,
An older lady and a younger lady flagged her through. They stopped to let her go through. You know what I'm saying? People be stopping to let her go through. When they flagged to let her go through, while she's turning, he's coming this way, flying up on the
On
right
Saginaw?
side. Yep, on the
Okay.
right side, because there's 3 lanes right there, because you have to turn right. All right, she's coming, so she's crossing like this, and he's coming this way. When she goes to turn and they flag her through the turn, she goes to turn, he hits her on the very back side of the car, like where the bumper is. Right after it happened, I ran out of subway, ran across the street. Yes, I was mad. Yes, I was upset. Yes, I was yelling at him. How'd you hit my car? Like how'd you do this? Like, how did you not see her? Because to me, he should have seen her and slowed down. Like, because you're coming up to a turn. This is a red light. So you're coming to turn right on Waverly to go southbound. And so in my knowledge, you slow down right there because the entrance to Walgreens is right before Waverly. It's what, 50 feet? So you should be slowing down when all the cars are at a halt on the street.
okay. And where did the impact take place on the vehicles?
It took place on the driver's side.
Of your car?
No, yes, it took place on the passenger side, very back, like at the very back by the muffler.
Okay, you said driver's side, that's of your car, then you said passenger side. So where was the damage on your car?
It's on the passenger side.
Passenger side near the muffler?
Yes,
Okay, and where was the damage on his car?
passenger side.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to add?
No, you're not.
Did she get a citation from the police officer?
Yes, she did.
Okay. Do you have any other questions for him? Oh. Did you have any questions for him?
Kuna maswali ya kumuuliza? Nataka nikwambie kitu.
Mimi swali yangu kwamba ambayo nataka kumuuliza kama kwanza kama ni mchumba wake akuwa na insurance yote ya gari, na swali ambayo nataka kumuuliza
Yeah, uko na insurance.
ya akuwa na insurance, na swali ambayo nataka kumuuliza huyo shahidi wake, kwa nini sasa
Sir, you can't drink in here.
kwa nini sasa alivyofanya kama yeye ni shahidi kweli, na najua polisi wanahitaji washahidi makesi kama hii, wanahitaji washahidi. Kwa nini sasa alivyofanya kwa nini alifanya alivyoona polisi wanafika,
What is he saying?
polisi anafika akaenda, kwa nini alifanya hilo?
He said, first of all, they didn't have insurance. And second, he's asking, I don't know, he say he doesn't know if it's his her fiance or boyfriend. He asking him a question like why he left the scene if he was a witness and the police were coming there.
Wait, can you repeat?
Why he left the place accident happened if he's a witness.
That's a question he asked for him. Okay,
Yeah.
you can respond.
That's a very valid question. I left because I had a child support.
Ameacha kwa sababu yako na child support.
Hiyo ni uongo.
To further go for his question, the police, when she gave the police my name, the police said, oh yeah, we know why he left. He had a child that I don't have anymore.
Oh, anasema ni ukweli aliacha hapo na huyu venye alipeana jina yake, polisi wakisema oh, tunajua kwa sababu ni alienda kwa sababu akona nani hiyo shida na sasa na nimeisha.
Uongo.
He doesn't agree with that.
Do you have another question?
Kuna maswali mengine?
Okay. Anything else you wanted to ask of him? Okay, thank you, sir. You can be excused. Are you claiming that you had any injury or it's just damage to your vehicle?
Wewe uko na nani yoyote, injury yoyote kwa mwili yako ama ni gari yako?
Gari.
It's just the car.
And you didn't have any witnesses, correct?
Pardon?
You didn't have any witnesses for your.
Wewe una shahidi yoyote? No.
What exhibits did you have that you wanted to
Ni
show?
shahidi ni kuna nini ya kuonesha?
And why don't you have insurance, sir, that covers your vehicle? Because that's the law.
Kwa nini hauna insurance ya kulipa gari yako?
Mimi nina insurance.
Kwa nini usilipe gari yako?
Kwa sababu insurance ambayo nilikuwa nayo ina liability.
The insurance has its own liability. System.
Michigan is a no-fault state. You're required to have insurance to cover your vehicle.
Na wanasema lazima uwe na insurance ya cover gari yako. This is insurance.
I'm trying to see what is this telling you the type of insurance you have. It just tells me that you have coverage. Certificate of no fault insurance. I'm looking at the date of the incident. It looks like you were covered during this time. I don't understand. What kind of insurance do you have?
Insurance.
Nilikuwa na progressive.
No, not who's your insurance agents or company. What type of insurance do you have?
Insurance aina gani, yani ni coverage gani kuna? Kuna full ama nani?
Ile ambayo nilikuwa nayo kwa ile gari yangu ambayo iliharibika kwa half cover.
Like liability.
Okay. So you did not have collision and they did not cover this. So I just was able to confirm that. You can give him that back. You can interpret that.
Anasema haoni nani ya kukaa kwa nani yako.
I was reviewing your itemized estimate. You have pictures, you said, of the damage. To confirm, you did not have insurance, ma'am? Ma'am,
No,
you did not have insurance?
But she wasn't covered on much.
Can you show her the picture so she can tell me if they're accurate or not?
that's the back of his car? Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
You're talking, you need to talk to me.
The front part of his car on the passenger side is correct.
So,
but-
so when you said he hit you
Yeah.
with the front end of his car,
Mhm.
is that a yes?
Yes, ma'am.
And then, so then there was no impact to the back of the car,
To the back of his car?
correct?
Correct. There was.
That was my question when I reviewed the paperwork. Let me see the pictures. Okay,
Am I able to say anything or not yet?
you have something you want to say?
Yes. Ma'am.
Yes.
I'm not really sure if I'm allowed to bring it up or not, but during our previous, when we've seen a magistrate, he had mentioned that there were two different accidents. So the back of his car as the bumper, that's something completely different. And
I can tell from the way the accident is written on here that that was not where the impact occurred. So that's why I wanted to clarify that. I don't have any interpretation going on here. I'm gonna have to get another interpreter.
Anasema yeye anakubali kugonga mbele lakini nyuma hajakubali amegonga nyuma. Kulikuwa na accident mbili.
Hiyo nitaka kuchukua hiyo picha kwa sababu nimuoneshe utofauti, kwa sababu walinitaka kwa ile koti ya appointment hiyo picha kama tuko accident ya ingine yenye tokea njo hiyo yenye waligonga huko.
Okay. Yes, he said it's right. The back side was not her. At the front it was her. That's
Okay,
why he took the picture to make sure it was different accident.
and the airbag deployed, correct?
Ile ni airbag imetoka ni yeye. Yes.
Totaling the vehicle,
Huh?
that totaled the vehicle,
Yeah, imeharibu gari yote. Yes.
the 2005 Mazda.
2005 Mazda. Yes. And he has the title of the fight we need to see.
Yes, please.
Kuuliza pia bei ambayo
And he say if you need the price of the car, he has.
No, I'm going to go with the fair market value of the vehicle. I found the vehicle, she is liable. She didn't have insurance. You did not have liability. I mean, you had liability, you didn't have comprehensive collision coverage, and so that's why they didn't pay your expenses in your limited because of the no fault law. So you can get the full amount of your vehicle, but you're not gonna get the full amount that's here.
Anasema ameangalia nani yako, rekodi yako ya insurance, hauna nye insurance yako italipia gari yako. Kwa hiyo sababu ndo hawatalipa gari yako, lakini kwa sasa amepata ile bei ya gari yako na hawatakulipa ile bei ya gari yako yote.
Kelly Blue Book would estimate a Mazda 6 2005 that was in good condition to start at $3,600. Yours was already damaged.
Yako kwa sababu ilikuwa ishavunjika mara ya kwanza, so atakupa hiyo 3,000 na nani nimekwambia sasa atakulipa.
So we're going to estimate it at a fair condition.
So ataenda kupatia estimate na pantana na hiyo nani yako gari yako.
Judgment in favor of the plaintiff for $3,000.
Judge anakuofa awakupatie 3,000 3,000.
Na pia nataka kuongezea wakati nilianza kufile nilipoongea na
Give him that back.
nilivyoongea na insurance yangu kwamba sina coverage, wakaniambia hii ndio option yenye inabaki ya ili ufanikiwe kumpeleka huyu mtu kwenye koti, na ndio nilifanya hivyo, na nilivyo file hizo document nililipa $77 kufile document zote, na pia ili kwenye proof of serve nililipa $45, na kumbuka waliniambiaka kio kama nitashinda hizo pesa, hiyo $75 na hiyo $45 ya proof of service, na pia ile ya document zote zitakuwa watazijumlisha pia. Kwa hiyo hiyo ni kweli?
He said when he was filing all these cases, he used money to do the files, which is $75 for the filing fee and $45 for the
proof of service.
Service.
Yeah,
45.
45 and 75 filing.
Service. Okay, I see $45 for service, $75 filing fee. You'll get reimbursed for that as well.
Yes.
Anything else?
No.
Do you have any questions, ma'am?
What am I paying?
I'm sorry?
What amount am I paying?
$3,120. That includes court costs.
Na pia nimehama kama nafikiri anwani ambayo unayoifai sio anwani ambayo sio anwani yangu mpya sasa hivi. Kama unahitaji wanahitaji anwani yangu mpya sasa hivi, utaweza kuwa hapa na
He say, if you guys, he doesn't know if you guys need, because he moved, he has new address, if you need to update his address.
Yes.
Yes.
yeah.
What's the address? State it on the record.
Huh?
You have to state it on the record.
Anasema inatakana isema kuandika.
You can read it.
3114 Melon, Maloney Street, Lansing, Michigan 48911.
Thank you. Any other questions or issues today?
So after today,
So,
Ma'am?
so after today, there's nothing else.
Not on this file. Okay, you're all set.
Mama is repeating that. How he can get the money?
He's gonna get a judgment. It's up to him on how he's gonna get his money. Try to get a payment order, or you can try to execute the judgment, but he's gotta figure that out. The court doesn't order how he's gonna get it.
Anasema hawajui penye utapata, lakini wao
Okay, I gotta call my next case. On the record in the matter of Gino Garcia, 24-00279. Garcia, you can come forward. This is City of Lansing versus Gino Garcia. And you have a bench warrant on here since May. You paid the ticket. 24L2837701. Okay. You were supposed to appear back before me. You can stand. You were supposed to appear back before me on May 6th. I saw you April 29th. You said you had your permit. You were supposed to take a road test that week, so I reset it. And you didn't come back.
I don't recall getting letters on the dates of
There, what letter? I told you the date you were here. Why did you forget? Did you forget that you had a pending driving unlicensed misdemeanor?
I thought I already procured it.
How?
I went to court about it. I got dismissed, nothing else happened.
Nothing got dismissed, and you still owe us some money. You said you were gonna pay, you told the magistrate on April 18th, you were gonna pay the $155 by May 17th. You're not paid that. I think you owe more than that now because you didn't pay it. It went up to 186. You're gonna pay it today?
Not today, but I'll pay it.
When?
Friday, it's Friday.
Not probably? When are you gonna pay it?
I haven't bought it.
On Friday? Okay, this is the second time that you failed to appear on this matter. Because you failed to appear after February. So you can't keep using the excuse that you didn't get a letter in the mail. When you appear before me, I give you your date out of my mouth. How old are you?
32.
Then you can keep up with your court dates. Unless the court said their case is dismissed, your case was not dismissed. So there was no reason for you to believe this was dismissed. You were told that you had a permit and you had to get a license. My information is that the city would be willing to dismiss the case if you had brought your license, but you never came back. And so that means a warrant has to be issued. So that means you could have got picked up and be sitting in jail for a license issue.
I didn't know about the warrant. I had called on my court date. That's when I found out about the warrant.
For another court date issue.
Talking about right now.
I thought you had another matter. You called for another matter?
Yeah, the court date, I just seen all that and y'all rescheduled for this day.
It's rescheduled for October 18th.
For felony. It's
Yeah.
for another matter, not this. You have a felony.
Okay.
This is a misdemeanor that was just in warrant status. So your other matter has been rescheduled until October 18th. You may get a letter in the mail. You should have gotten a letter in the mail, but I just told you on the record, it's your responsibility to keep up with the date now. Also to find out who your attorney is.
Yeah, I am to do this whole trip. I've been doing this for like a year and a half now.
On the felony matter?
Both. Honestly. I
Well,
thought
you can't say
ticket
this
was
because
already-
you didn't come to court.
Yeah, I get it now. Paperwork was not part. I'm not sure what happened.
It looks like the last time you were in court on the being arraigned for failure to appear on this licensing matter, you were represented by Lauren Sutter. Lauren Sutter is also assigned to my courtroom now. So you're represented by Lauren Sutter on the city matter. It's your responsibility to get in touch with your attorney. She works at the public defender's office. You can Google her number, email, contact her, let her know that you have been advised of your next court date. If you've gotten your license, it will be in your best interest to go ahead and give her a copy of that so she can get it dismissed. She can't do anything without your evidence. I'm telling you right now, I'm not adjourning this after this next date because you don't remember your court date. So there won't be a, Your Honor, we want to extend it so he can go get his license. If you haven't gotten your license at this point, whatever the offer is at the time of the next court date will be the offer, or you can proceed to trial. But when you keep blowing off court dates, I don't feel comfortable setting them out. I need you to come back and pay this ticket. You're working?
Yes, ma'am.
You get paid this week?
Yes, I do.
How much are you gonna pay this week? You owe us $186.
I should be able to pay the full.
Are you sure you're gonna pay the full?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll put that you'll pay that by Monday. We're gonna quash the warrant on the license and reset this.
It'll be October 21st at 10:30.
October 21st at 10:30, and then you have a felony matter. That's October 18th. So you got two separate court dates, not to be confused for one another, okay? Does it say who his attorney is on that one? Mr. Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office is representing you on the felony matter. So October 18th is a Friday. You have to appear in court on Friday and then come back here on the 22nd, which is a Tuesday. 21st, that is, so that's a Monday. We're gonna get you a notice today while you're in here. So don't look for anything in the mail because I'm gonna give it to you in your hand. The city matter, you talk to your attorney. Unless somebody is telling you this has been dismissed, you're expected to be here for it, okay?
I had a Zoom court date with the traffic or whatever.
With the magistrate?
Yeah, and that's when I thought I got it dismissed. I'm not sure what happened after.
Agreed, and you told her that in April, because she wrote it down. When you saw her in April 2024, you told her that you Zoomed in. She told you then that you need to appear in person for a pretrial. She wrote her note down. Also, all of our court things are recorded. I can pull up her record and I can see exactly what you said and exactly what she said. And so the expectation is that you're going to remember your court dates. This matter is still pending until you get notification that it's been resolved, okay? And it's not been resolved as of yet. Again, if you do have a valid license now, you need to go and make sure your attorney has it. If you don't have a valid license, it'd be in your best interest to get a Secretary of State appointment ASAP and see if you can get one before then, because the city will be inclined to dismiss it if you have a valid license, okay? Don't sit in jail over licensing issues. And you already have your notice to appear for your other matter, correct?
Yeah, which I thought was this one.
It's before me. Oh, okay. I don't know why they would give you a Wednesday date. They haven't scheduled for today, or you just had the date mixed up.
Yeah, the date mixed up.
Oh, okay, yeah, because we don't do felonies on Wednesdays unless it's a special issue. So yeah, you're supposed to be here October 18th, so I can get it. You thought it was September 18th. For your felony matter, and your attorney is Mr. Goodrich. Mr. Goodrich and Ms. Sutter work together. So you should be able to get in contact with both of them at the Office of the Public Defender. Try to reach out to them as soon as possible. Okay, sir? You're all set. You're welcome. Call the record in the matter of Brook Church versus Bruce Hicks in Unlimited Potential. 23-01873. Council, have your appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Brian, on behalf of.
So many things open, I can't move this around. Okay, and so my hope and understanding that you all were going to try to work on a resolution of the damages. Mr. Rum?
I did talk to Ms. Church about her damages, but we did not come to an agreement.
This file doesn't have it on base. That one. Why were you not able to come to resolution of that?
Documents she provided, Your Honor, were prepared by herself, self-serving, not independently verified. A number of the documents were not, the dates provided were not around the dates of the injuries she sustained. So that's why we went to.
Okay, can I see what he provided you? Well, I want to see what he got from you, if he has it. Can you explain these receipts, ma'am?
These are the receipts that I would give to somebody when they come and pick up their purchase. I also have like Facebook messages that I really could bring up saying that I couldn't do it because I was hurt. But because I work through Facebook and Snapchat, so social media
So
or
these
word
are
of mouth.
So what these purport to be are allegedly receipts.
That I would give the
whatever
customer.
your business is.
Yeah.
What, I don't know what you do in your business.
It's holistic, spiritual, natural business. It's called Bees Collection.
Okay, and so you're stating that you were not able to perform work.
Or leave the house. This is when some of them are when I hurt my leg, some of them because the porch was messed up, so people couldn't come into the house and we couldn't leave the house. When I was on crutches for a week is the dates from in August. There's also some on here when the water was messed up, so I couldn't use it, but I know that you didn't. There's some when I didn't have water either. So I couldn't do certain things, but he was specifically asking for the dates that I fell or went to urgent care or when the porch wasn't fixed for 4 or 5 days, because there's been 2 different instances where the porch wasn't fixed, where people couldn't get up on the porch or I couldn't get down off the porch. Some days were when my mother would come and she couldn't get up on the porch, so she couldn't come and get her packages.
Receipts from when your mom would come?
Yeah, there's a few of these where she couldn't get up on the porch.
Okay, I see this. Mom, is that what it says, Mom
Yeah,
Willa?
her name is Willa Buckner.
Okay, why would he pay you $200 because your mom couldn't come to your house?
No, that's her. That's what her cost was for her package.
What do you mean her package?
These are all receipts for me missing money out of my business due to the porch. So this is money.
You gotta help me understand, how are you missing money? Because I saw the pictures of the porch, okay? I understand that
I
there
was
was.
on crutches
No,
for a
well,
week.
ma'am, don't cut me off while I'm mid-sentence. I understand that there was issues with the porch. And so, but there was another entrance, correct?
Yeah, but it has a bin of dirt that it's really hard to move.
Who put the bin of dirt there?
I did, but it's the gates are completely all messed up. There's no way that people can get through there. I wouldn't even want people to get through there. Like the metal's all messed up, like the gates are very raggedy. I would not want anybody to try to go.
What does that mean?
They're poking out. It's really unsafe for people to get through the back.
The gates open or closed?
The gates are closed.
So it doesn't open?
Not quite. It opens and there's like metal that pokes out when you open it. So we just keep it closed. Like it's very unsafe. My kids don't even go through that way, and we don't go through that way. Nobody goes through that way at all.
Okay, so you're stating that you, because the stairs needed to be replaced and or because you suffered injury from use of these stairs, that your mom, for example, mom products, which was mask, oil, soap, clean, $200.
I couldn't leave my house to give her products.
You were gonna give her mask, oil, soap? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like a package. Yes, I hand make everything from
Okay.
natural items.
Okay, and so she couldn't come and get them?
No, she can't drive. She would be here every court date if she could.
So what you're telling me is that you needed to get something to your mom on August 1st, but you couldn't get it because the stairs were broken. And I'm looking at these stairs. Even when they're broken, porch is not that high.
There's been two instances, either when I was in crutches or in the boot, or when the stairs were messed up, completely off during that time.
Okay.
So there's been two instances where I couldn't get my products to my mother. Not just because the stairs were messed up, because when I left urgent care, I was in a boot for a week, then I was in crutches for a week, I couldn't walk for a week. Like there was a lot of time where I couldn't even get off the couch.
So explain to me this. After you fell, how did you get back in the house?
I was in crutches. Actually, my fiance carried me into the house.
Up the stairs?
Yes.
Okay. And so for a week, you didn't have any deliveries, you didn't have anything?
I couldn't. I couldn't have any, I couldn't get up to walk to make the products. I had to walk around to go to each station of my house and make the holistic products.
So what is the $200 fee on that particular?
That is how much her package costs.
Her package meaning what you were gonna make?
What I make for her.
Okay, so you make masks, oil, soap, and
I make a lot of
clean?
things. Yep, I do placenta encapsulation. I mean, I do a lot of things. Everything's natural, everything's homemade, so it takes time. I package it in a nice, beautiful box with roses and everything. It takes a lot of time.
Explain to me how you make a mask, oil, soap, and clean.
Okay, so the cleansing of her house would have me been going over there and saging her house and cleaning it for her. The mask is with bentonite clay. I make moon water underneath the full moon, pour it into the mask, mix it with essential oils, add whatever kind of scent they would like, natural herbs sometimes, let it sit in the sun. The candles are beeswax candles, so I go onto my stove, I have to melt the pellets, I pour the pellets into the candles, I wait for the candles, cut the wood wicks, I put essential oils into the candles, I put crystals into the candles and herbs into the candles, wait for them to dry. It's a long process. What else was on there? I also make her beef liver and apple cider vinegar capsules. So, and I do those hand by hand, scoop them and mend them in my mortar.
How often do you do this for your mom?
I do this probably 3 times a month, honestly.
Oh, so 3 times a month, your mom is paying you $200?
Yes,
Show me proof.
I would have this.
No, proof that she's paying you $200, not your handwritten receipt that you wrote yourself.
I would need her to be here.
Or you can provide me a bank statement, you can show me a cash app, you can show me a Zelle.
She doesn't do any of the cash app.
Oh, all these payments are in cash?
Yep, all them are cash.
Oh,
And then
okay.
she gave me a gift certificate to get a massage one time that she got gifted. So she gave me one of those. I don't usually like to take the money for it, but she'll sneak in and give it to me sometimes.
Why are you? Yeah, because who's charging their mom for anything, right?
I don't.
Okay, so why did you submit the receipt?
Because he wanted them.
No, he wanted receipts.
I wanted receipts for myself.
You're talking over me. He wanted receipts for lost wages. I said that I believe that you suffered an injury, and I think it was just for 2 days. I see a lot of other dates on here, so I'm trying to understand and go through this because I'm using the picture that he provided. You presented a receipt for February 20th, $600.
Those one of the dates when the water didn't work. Until he told me that he needed ones that I fell. These are also dates of other things that didn't work in the house. When I came to court, I came here for other things, the water not working, the heat, everything else. But you said, we're just gonna stick to the porch.
I didn't say I'm just gonna stick to the porch. I said I didn't find any cause of action for the water. I don't think that you suffered reasonable for me to have to make him pay damages for the water not being off. And I was pretty liberal because I don't have any evidence here where you even told him, hey, my water's not working. And he was like, well, it's gonna take me forever to get over there. I don't have any of that. He produced receipts of when you did request certain things within a reasonable time frame, someone was there other than the porch. I felt like the porch was the only issue that was not addressed within reasonable time frame.
There was times that the heat was gone for days.
You provided zero evidence of that.
I have all the text messages I gave you. There was days I said.
I'm not reading all those text messages. And you didn't even produce text messages in appropriate format. I told you that at the last hearing. I'm not going to try to figure out in piecemeal which order this is supposed to be in. You told me that you were missing some of the responses because your phone switched over, whatever it was. That's not my job to present your case for you. You were supposed to present to me if you had a text message that showed on this date, I contacted him, said my heat's not working. You were supposed to show me that chain of communication and his response in order. If I gotta start putting things in order, then it's not getting entered. And so we went through that at the last hearing. I gave a order at the last hearing that I believe that you should get reasonable damages for the slip and falls, is what I said. Or from what you lost during those slip and falls. I didn't give you any cause of action for anything else.
The last court date, you asked me to put them in order, and I did. I put them in order for when I was out of heat, and I also gave you pictures of when my heat was, when the heat was low for days. These are slipping, this is proof of me not be, I'd had a boot for like a week and crutches for a week.
I've already granted a cause of action for your slip and fall. That's not an issue. Now we're trying to determine how much is reasonable to be ordered for you to be paid for that. Cut me off one more time and I'm done. Now, as to your text message issues, ma'am, your text messages were not in order. We went through this at length. I had to take a break to let you get them in order at one point. I still have them here and they're still not in order. You make reference to some of them about, I didn't have heat for weeks, but you didn't provide anything to support that. Meaning, if you have an issue, let's say it's flooding in my house, it's my responsibility if I'm renting to tell my landlord of the issue. From that date, the clock's gonna tick as to how long it takes for him to get it fixed. You've not been able to provide that time frame. You did show me some pictures of your thermostat, which are here. However, he provided evidence of where he sent someone out immediately to get it fixed. Not weeks. It was immediate. I can't give you anything unless you can show me, no, he didn't send anybody immediately. It took him weeks. That's not the evidence that I had. So that's why you didn't get a cause of action for that. We're only dealing with the injuries or the time, and you're saying you're operating a business through your home. So I can understand why I would question your receipts too, if you're handwriting all these receipts and you can't provide evidence of where these receipts are verifiable, because you could go get a receipt book and write all this stuff up right now.
So like even a Cash App statement, is that what you're talking about?
Anything to support that this is actually a business that you were running and that you lost the business. You say you have some text messages where you show me where you had to cancel these orders. Show me where the person, Emily, placed an order for the placenta encapsulation and you had to cancel and suffered a loss of $600.
Like Facebook messages?
Where I don't know how you make your business. If they book this service through Facebook or text, show me. Well, I just asked for Emily. That was from February 20, 2023.
Is this Reinhardt or Bourne?
Bourne.
February.
This is February 20th on this receipt, 2023.
So this is, she ended up calling me because she was coaching a baseball team right here. And then she also told me that she would make my website for me right afterwards. This is, we called on the phone though. This is when she ended up calling me.
I don't want to see a conversation where she calls you. Show me where you had to cancel.
I had talked to her on the phone. That's why she was coaching. So she called me and I told her through the phone. Verbally.
She called that you were canceling?
Yeah.
Okay, show me where she booked it, because you told me you do this through messaging.
Yeah, this was through messengers.
Show me where you talked about this receipt that you provided me. Because these receipts would represent to me that that's what you got paid, not what's owed to you. That's what receipts show me. You got to show me where you sent them these invoices. You can be seated, Mr. Wong.
So this is where she asked me to bring it to her, and I actually stated in this that I was dealing with court with my landlord, and this is, I want to say, February 14th. And she was at the hospital during this time.
And she said she's at the hospital.
Yeah, she was in the hospital at this time.
No, it says that in the text message, what you're saying?
Yeah. This is, she also, I actually went up to the hospital and her mom was dying, so I had given her CMOS. And that's when she asked me if I could do the placenta encapsulation for her wife.
All these things are hearsay unless she's here to tell me that. If you can't tell me or show me where you sent these people these invoices for this service that they contracted you for.
Yes.
And that because of the issues at the property preventing you from leaving because you were injured or whatever, that you had to now cancel and lose that money, then I can't award you. These are receipts. We typically in business give receipts after we receive money.
Yes.
You show me receipts. This is not an invoice.
I would have to go through every single person through there and their messages and print them out through my Facebook. Or if I call, or if I talk to them, because a lot of the people, they would be like, I'm inquiring about your products, and I would call them on the phone.
But it's your burden to prove. I gave you 2 months. You bringing me receipts, this to me looks like you got paid this for the work that you got done. This is not, I lost this money because I wasn't able to do that. Because we don't give out receipts when we lose money.
This was me documenting everything. That's why I said it's amount paid is 0, amount owed is 600.
That's not on all of them.
These are the ones.
That's not on all that. Some of them just say $600 balance due. That doesn't tell me that you weren't able to, that you had to cancel and that you didn't perform these duties. You're not meeting your burden. You have to show me that you suffered these losses, that you were not able to perform these duties. Not that they didn't pay for it. Not that you gave them a receipt for it, but that you were not able to perform it. I canceled. This is where I cancel. You're running a business. Are you?
Yeah.
Do you have a website?
Yeah.
Okay. So people just call you randomly and you don't send them an invoice?
No, I don't.
Okay, well,
I
then
word them out. A lot of my business is through Facebook. I'm heavily known, and when people inquire or write on my comments on my Facebook, I usually call them and ask them what they want. It's better for me to speak to somebody through the phone with my type of spiritual connection other than texting through on there.
That's fine, but business, sound business people follow up with an invoice. This is what we discussed. This is what your invoice is. Because I can get off the phone with you later and I thought I heard you say it was $300 and you said it was $600. Why would, if you never had a meeting of the minds unless you followed up later and told him what that was. What you're showing or what you've showed him are just random receipts from different time frames, which I have to question, because if I look at the receipt numbers on here, they're sequential, but one has an April date on it. One has a July date on it, and one is in February 2024. So you must think that we're all idiots and that you had number 07726895894 all right next to each other.
I don't know what that means.
That's the numbers. When you get a receipt book, they are numbered. You have 2 separate receipt books. These receipt books have numbers, and the ones you provided to him are in sequential order. I mean, they happen right after each other, but the dates are not right after each other.
I'm not seeing that.
I'm seeing it.
See, I'm only seeing one that's right after each other.
They're all right after each other, man. At least what you provided him, because he has pictures of them here.
This is everything that I had right here, and I only see one that's right after each other.
They're all right after each other.
These are on the same day, so I mean, these are on the same days. I'm in the 8/1 and 8/1/23.
Invoice ending in 6895 has a date of April 22nd, 2023. It's for Bree Klein, I believe. That was April 2023. You have another one. Invoice is one up from there, 894. So that would precede the one that is in April, but it's from July. Then almost a year later, from the April invoice, you have one that ends in 890. But we were already at 895 and 894. So either you're not doing a lot of business at all, because you didn't move invoice numbers, at least based on what you've submitted here. And the other thing is, it's going in the wrong order.
Is this when I was pregnant?
You're asking me? How would I know
8/9?
when you were pregnant? How would I know when you were pregnant?
I think I was pregnant during this time. When I fell down the stairs when I was pregnant, is you just said 8/9?
No, I said the invoice numbers ending in 895 and 894 and 890. They're not even in close proximity to each other. Time frame. Meaning, if I did work for you today, I'm going to issue an invoice number 1. Tomorrow will be invoice number 2. If I do 3 things tomorrow, the next day it'll be 3, 4, and 5. That yours aren't going in that order. They're all over the place, but the invoice numbers are in order, which would represent to me that you made these up. That's what this represents to me. And that you made them up after the fact.
I didn't.
Their timeframes are not aligning. There are also receipts. Receipts to me are not invoices. They're not, they indicate to me where you received money. And these things here tell me where you, doesn't even tell me you didn't provide the service. It says here, Emily Bourne, placenta encapsulation, $600, amount paid 0, but the amount due is $600. So you must have done the work and she owes you $600. What does that got to do with him?
No, it's about due.
Amount due is what she owes you.
Yes, that's how much she owes me.
Yeah, what's that got to do with him?
I didn't give her the products. I didn't go. I couldn't go anywhere.
You did the work.
No, I didn't.
That's what this receipt says.
No, I have her placentic encapsulation still to this day.
Well, that's your fault that you still have her placentic encapsulation from February 2023.
And I wrote I could have traveled during these.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't you give it to her now?
Well, she's been gone for a while.
Your matters, no cost. You're not getting anything. You haven't provided any proof to support it. I don't believe what you're saying. It makes no sense. You're telling me you have somebody's encapsulation from 2023. We're almost in 2025. You could have gotten your money then. What does that have to do with him? You were supposed to provide evidence of where this slip and fall or the time lapse in him getting the stairs properly fixed either caused you injury, personal injury that you had to pay medical bills for, and or where it cost you a loss to whatever your business or finances are. You provided me receipts. Receipts show me you did the work, but you didn't get paid from the person you did the work to. Has nothing to do with him. You're also not providing me sequential invoices. If these are supposed to be invoices, and some of them are for hair, I'm not sure what's going on there, but they're not, the invoice numbers are literally in sequential order, but the dates are not. They're all over the place, which lets me believe that you made these up after the fact. You have a responsibility to present your case, not just that there was a you suffered, something happened, but that they owe you some money because of that, and you have not done that, ma'am. So for that, I gotta return damages at 0. Any additional matters for the record? I'm gonna need an order.
Your Honor.
Okay, can you present an order for the court? Yes, thank you. Yes, you're all set.
Your Honor.
Have a good one.